Hey guys, and welcome back for today's unboxing video, which is a sort of a special unboxing video because it's going to be concerning M.A.S.K figures. It's the reissues of the 80s Kenner line of toys, and they branded it as Loyal Subjects, which in itself is a pretty cool name, I think. And I got these three figures and vehicles. Two of the good guys, Condor and Thunderhawk, with the characters Brad Turner on a motorcycle, which sort of transforms into a helicopter vehicle, and Matt Tracker in his car, which transforms in some kind of flying car. And then we have the bad guy, Miles Mayhem, and his organization is called Venom. And he's got this helicopter which transforms into a fighter plane. So I'm thinking about unboxing the good guys in this video and then making a separate video for the high-tech helicopter, which was called Switchblade in the 80s, I think. And I don't think they want to use Switchblade anymore because of reasons. But I do believe that this one was called Condor and this one was called Thunderhawk in the 80s. So they kept these names, changed that one. I'm not 100% sure about the reason for that, but I think it's because it's a weapon, kits, whatever, something like that. And yeah, I'm going to be opening Condor. I used to have Condor in the 80s as a kid myself. One of my friends had Thunderhawk and Switchblade. But I never owned those, so those are going to be real fun to unpack. And this one should be kind of familiar for me. There it goes. Now they did change some things to the contents of boxes. All the figures have two different kinds of helmets, and in the 80s you only had one. But the second helmet is a little bit different design, but it also has blast effects on it, which is a pretty cool extra feature. And this one also got some extra blast effect stuff with it. So I think that's pretty cool. I did hear some bad news about some parts of vehicles being of a poor quality, like floppiness and not being assembled right and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit worried, but I'm also very excited about this because I just think that M.A.S.K is a very cool franchise, and they never made new content after the 80s, I don't think. Maybe in comics, but not as cartoons or toys. But I think it's a really cool concept, and yeah, I think it's a shame that nothing has ever been done with it apart from the 80s stuff. But maybe that's also part of the charm. I don't know. We have this little sticker thing or something. Oh yeah. So we got two stickers of logos of M.A.S.K, and I think that should go on this dashboard. And a little manual. Now these transformations of the vehicles are not even closely as complicated as Transformers are. You got an A mode and a B mode with some additional stuff. Label placement in the manual, accessory applications, and yeah, just minor vehicle operations in the manual. Reassembly for the windshield after you apply the dashboard sticker, I guess. So that's what you get in the box, apart from the actual vehicle and figure. Now I don't think they put any extra articulation points on the figures, which I think they could have done. I think that would have been cooler if they actually had done that. Wow, these are really small. And I think they were bigger in the 80s. I'm not sure about that because I was a kid and things might have looked bigger in my memory than they actually were. But I can tell you this figure is really small. And the vehicle seems to be smaller as well. But like I said, maybe that's just a wrong memory. So this is the figure. Very little articulation. Arm movement. Head movement. And leg movement. And he has a knee. The leg can also go outwards, inwards, outwards, forward. No real movement to the back. So yeah, that's very poorly articulated. Oh, the arms can go outside as well, so that is different, I think. But yeah, I was thinking about this, and I was hoping they sort of use the 80s type G.I. Joe articulation for these figures, but they didn't. And I haven't held a M.A.S.K figure in a long time, so I'm not sure if this is sort of the same size and articulation. I have no idea. I don't remember. But yeah, but we got two M.A.S.Ks, and this is more the plain one, which you can pop on his head. It's a different kind of yellow. That's weird in itself. Seems to be, yeah, it's a lighter yellow than the rest of his costume. And then we have a mask with a blast effect on it. So yeah, no elbow articulation. Then we have another accessory which goes on the back wheel of the motorcycle, which is sort of a dust cloud. Pretty cool design, I gotta say. It looks pretty cool. And we have this, which is probably gonna have to go on the front side of the motorcycle as a gun. Probably has to go here. Now, I can already tell that this wheel is very loose. I'm not sure if that's supposed to click inside here. Maybe it is. Yeah, okay, so that can click inside. So yeah, we got the motorcycle on which you have to apply the dashboard sticker, and there is a spring here inside. Does it click into place as well? Does. Now, from what I understand, the biggest complaint about this vehicle is that these helicopter things, which you probably just have to take off, this little sort of hinge right there would not have enough stability, so they would flop downwards after putting them down. Oh. Well, this is sort of okay, I guess. Could have been straighter than this. I think that would have looked better if it was just straight like this, but a little bit floppy. Now, if I bend it all the way to the top, it might get some breakage on the plastic, so I'm not going to be doing that yet. So let me just first put the figure on here. Okay, it doesn't seem to work. Now there's a little bit of room here for the legs, which is a little bit too little. You have to really squeeze the knees in there. Unless I'm doing something wrong, which is entirely possible. Can't really put his ass on the seat. And then see if I can apply this. I guess this is what the helicopter mode is supposed to look like, and I can already tell that this is flopping downwards. Yeah, that's really too bad. I mean, it's 2026, these were released in 2025, I think this one was. They could have made that of a better material than what it is right now. I'm not that mad at it. I will be finding a nice place for it to be displayed. But yeah, it is flopping downwards a little bit. Could have been done better. Like so. That would have just been better. It flops down. The figure is has very little room to fit into place. But yeah, this is what the Condor looks like in helicopter mode. I still like it, to be honest. I just think it's pretty cool. And then for the dust part, dust blast effect part, you can do it like this. So that looks pretty cool. Let me just see if I can get this back into motorcycle mode. Now this is a really tight fit, getting this into here, but like I said, I might be doing something wrong here. His foot is actually sticking out from the bottom. That's probably not the way it's supposed to be done. So yeah, then this and that. Now, will his feet fit better now? You'd think that in motorcycle mode he would have to put his feet to the side like this, but doesn't really seem to be wanting to do that. So let me just check that on the box. No, even in motorcycle mode his feet are supposed to be inside the vehicle. Yeah, okay, so what it says is that you really have to bend the knees and the hips. I guess the battery of my phone cut out, so I will be back. Well guys, as you could have told, the previous recording didn't go as planned. The battery of my phone ran out and poor preparations, I guess. I think I was just too excited to unbox this. And I was looking at the manual when I found out that the recording stopped. I don't think I missed anything while doing that. I think I was pretty on top of it turning off, and if I remember correctly, I was looking at whether Brett Turner's little action figure needed to have his legs outside of the motorcycle or inside. Now, as it seems from the manual, he needs to be tucked in with his legs inside the vehicle. So it says here, bend figure's knees and hips to place in seat with arms in extended position shown. Figure's knees must be squeezed together. So yeah, he has to be tucked in like this. Now that was a very tight fit, so I'm just gonna be looking at it real quickly now to see if that works, and I'll be switching over to M.A.S.K's Thunderhawk if this doesn't work, but it seems to be working. So yeah, you can still apply the little laser gun in front of the vehicle. Now this wheel, you can click it into place, or the frame of the wheel actually, you can click it into place with a little dust, I guess you'd call it a blast effect, with the dust effect on the wheel, or you can not use it. That's up to you really. But yeah, this is what the motorcycle looks like with red Turner on it. And I think it's time to just switch over to Thunderhawk and leave this for what it is right now. Let me just apply the other mask on it. Might look a little bit cooler. But yeah, do these have the same color? I think they do. Because it's kind of weird how the costume is a different color yellow than the masks are, but that's just the way it is, I guess. So let me keep this to the side, and then yeah, you still get the stickers with the two M.A.S.K logos, one of which should be going here and the other one on the other side, I think. So yeah, two M.A.S.K logos and a dashboard print. I'll do that later. Now I think, but I don't know if that's just in my fantasy or imagination as a kid, but I thought that the front wheel was able to turn, but I'm not so sure about that. I might just be misremembering that. So much for Condor. And now as for Thunderhawk. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys the all sides of the boxes. So the front side of Condor box, the back side of the Condor box with a nice ugly sticker on it. The side of it. And the other side. And the top. And the bottom. That's for all the sides of the Thunderhawk box, front side, back, sides, bottom, and the top. So inside the box we have a decal sticker sheet, which is probably going to be a pain in the ass to apply, but I'm going to be doing my best with that. And you should see the end result in the videos and pictures which I present at the end of these unboxing videos. And the manual with the steps to take to transform him into the car fighter plane thing vehicle mode. Oh, by the way, yeah, this is the first time I'm recording with my new setup, where I'm using the actual dedicated microphone for my voice because of the annoying buzz background noise which was coming from my phone when I was recording the audio through my phone as well. But yeah, this is the first time I'm using the dedicated mic with it being rainy outside, so I hope it doesn't translate too much on the actual video. But we'll see about that. Taking Matt Tracker out of the box first with both of his helmets. Oh, taking everything out apparently. And one more thing. There we go. So yeah, the Matt Tracker action figure, which has got some nice details on it, somewhat poor articulation, but it's very small. I would have just preferred a little pin here on his elbows where you can actually move his arm around as well, bend it a little bit, which he does have at the knee. They just have sort of zombie-like poses with stretched out arms. I would have just preferred if you would be able to bend the arm as well, but at least they can extend. That's something. And the head can rotate around, full 360 arm rotation, extension for about 90 degrees, a little bit less. The legs can extend to the outside a little bit as well, with this little pocket thing being in the way of that. So the other leg actually goes out further. And that's all the possibility you have from these figures. Now, this standard mask is like this, which is a pretty cool looking mask. And the other manufacturer of mask toys nowadays, Makina Labs, is going to make a life-size mask, wearable mask as well, which the prototypes look very, very cool for. But that manufacturer is a little bit more expensive, so I'm expecting that helmet to be like $200 or something, which is a crazy amount for a little mask, but it looks very cool. Now the additional mask you get with him, the one with a blast effect on it, is this one, which does have a little bit of a different design, but it's somewhat similar as well at the same time. So he's got these tubes going out from the side of his head and this little chest plate thing, which he didn't have in the cartoon, I don't think. His other mask did, because McTracker has several costumes and masks in the cartoon. Now, because of the head having to fit in there, the mask looks a little bit big. Same goes for Brad Turner, and I'm expecting the same to be for Miles Mayhem as well. And what Makina did with their toy line is that you can take the head off from a little ball joint and then just plug the helmet on there without the face being in there, which allows the manufacturers to make a little bit smaller mask, which would have looked better, I think, but it's alright-ish, I guess. It's just a little bit too big. Now, as for the vehicle, it looks a little bit plain now without the decals, so it will look cooler with the decals on there. Now, yeah, I'll just go through the accessories first. He's got a little part here where bombs would be released from, I think. I'll be looking that up in the manual because I don't want to break anything, of course. Which you would be able to drop. Oh yeah, okay, so that's probably only a fighter plane. Oh wait, maybe I can just plug them in right now. I think they were supposed to go here, but with the pointed part of the missile into a little hole in here, and then just push it through. And then when he's flying, you can push the thrusters here, and the bombs will drop out of it, like so, on the target. And you also get this this thing. I never played around with this in, or maybe I did. I don't remember, but I think there were buzzsaws in here, but I'm not sure about that. Does this eject or something? Are they even supposed to go in here? Oh yeah, okay, so they do eject. They don't really click into place, so they don't stick in there. So if you hold it like this, they will drop out. And I think this, I think these things are supposed to go in there. I'm not even sure about that. So it feels like you can push this black part as well. But I don't know, I'll look it up in the manual. And then you're supposed to be able to stick this on the front of the car. Probably like, have to squeeze it in from the front, seems like it. Maybe from the back. Like so. Now, of course, this doesn't look right in car mode, but yeah, these are actually features which are supposed to go on the flying mode of the car. Eject them, and these things will probably go inside the thrusters, which are still hidden behind the bumper right now, but they will have these little explosion or whatever you call it, blast effects on the backside. Now I could already notice that one of the complaints about this vehicle is I think the wings would flap down a little bit as well, but these things would also like just drop out. They don't click into place. It sounds like a click, but there's no click. So it just slides in and out. They could have fixed all those things, which is really sad. And I have to say that the plastic feels really plasticky, like pretty cheap. It's very light. It's very hollow as well. And the same goes for the plastic used on the Condor. It just looks really cheap. Feels really cheap. It kind of looks okayish. The wheels are rubber, so that's nice. Rides very well. That's very nice. And yeah, so the thing with this Thunderhawk thing is you're supposed to push this, I think, and then the wings, the doors will pop out, the bumper will eject, and I think something happens to the hood as well, but I'm not sure about that. Oh, yeah, of course I'm holding everything. As you can see, these things are supposed to be like this, I think, and not like this. And this one is hanging lower than this one is, so basically the complaints other reviewers had goes for me as well. It's not as sturdy as you might have hoped. I think it should be like this and not like this, but yeah, these things are loose, so they will probably slide out from the eject button pushing, and they don't. So yeah, you just you still have to pull them out. This flips upwards, and I guess there's no part of the front hood which transforms along with them. But so you can push these in here. Of course, if you have the bombs applied, you will push them out by pushing these in. You basically eject the bombs on the bottom. But yeah. I don't think the 80s toys had these things coming along with it in the box, but they did have these bombs. I just remember them being bigger, but again, might be because of it being a long time ago with me being small that I don't recall the sizes properly anymore. So yeah, we have a seat belt right here, which you can take off. Can't really show it, but there are some details on the interiors as well. Nothing really special, nothing really fancy. Actually, there's hardly any detail. But do we get a sticker for it? I guess sticker 1 is supposed to go in there. Well, good luck with placing it right there. Yeah, I think sticker 1 needs to go there. Maybe even 4 and 5 as well. I don't know. Figure it out. There's basically only a steering wheel on the inside with 2 seat belts. And if you want to put Met Tracker in there. Well, it actually does fit with him wearing his helmet with the doors closing, so that's very nice. At least that works. So yeah, this is what he looks like sitting in his car, and or a flying car. I'm going to close the doors up. It looks like this. But yeah, these reissues, they do have issues. So I just think they look cool. Same goes for a Condor. They do look cool. They do remind me very much of the 80s cartoons. And yeah, there are some issues which could have been dealt with, I think, in 2026, manufacturing wise. But maybe they want to stick as close to the 80s line as possible. I don't know what their whole idea was. You do get some extra blast effects, And I don't remember this one being in the 80s toy. It probably was. Maybe my friend lost it. And I thought there were saw blades in there, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah, that's it for these M.A.S.K toys. In the next video, I will be opening up Switchblade, which seems to be looks pretty cool as well. I'm looking forward to that one. And for now, this is the end of this video. I want to thank you guys for joining me in this nostalgic unboxing of M.A.S.K toys. Pretty cool. So see you guys for the next video. Later.